Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Classic Comics. So today we've got X-Force number 5 here. And now again, the same creative team is Ben Percy writing, Joshua Cassara on the art. And the cover is solid, featuring Forge with a bunch of organic weaponry from Krakoa. It makes it look really cool, especially this kind of plant-based exosuit that he's got there. Now, we pick up right after last issue. Now, just to kind of set the scene, a group of human mercenaries attacked a Krakoan research installation in San Francisco. Wolverine, Domino, and Kid Omega were using a gateway to transport there. But the mercenaries killed the power to the gate as Wolverine and Kid Omega were passing through it, leaving Kid Omega decapitated and dead, and Wolverine cut in half. I mean, look at that. Damn. So with the gateway down, Domino needs another way to get there. And so they wind up... I'm going to skip a little bit here. Okay, and so they call up Gateway, the Aboriginal mutant who can teleport, who's like off on a mountain somewhere. So he comes in, and he's going to take them, teleport Domino to Krakoa. And Forge shows up in this, kind of organic mech suit, and he's going to join her. And they take along like the bottom half of Wolverine. Now you have to wonder, I mean, this island, Krakoa, is basically where the vast majority of mutants in the world are living now. Presumably. I mean, there's hundreds there, if not thousands, of mutants. So when something like this happens, wouldn't you be able to get more mutants to come running to help rather than just Domino and Forge, and that's basically it? I mean, where is everybody else while this is going on? Anyway, so we go back to San Francisco, and these mercs, they're killing all the staff, and they're robbing, stealing all the organic tech that they have, or the Krakoan-based tech. And Wolverine attacks them, even though he's cut in half. And I don't know, but this just kind of makes me laugh. It's just so ridiculous. So the cavalry arrives, and so they attack the mercs. Now Beast wants to take some prisoners so they can interrogate them and get information about who is behind these attacks. What is the purpose of all this? But Domino is really in a take no prisoners kind of mood, and she just starts killing them. Which, I mean, I don't know. Considering what's happened, it's hard to blame her. And meanwhile, Forge finds Wolverine's top half, and then just sort of sticks them back together. And, I mean, Wolverine's healing factor has really just gotten kind of ridiculous. Now, back in the early days, like in the 80s... Even the early 90s, yes, he could heal, but he wasn't shown to be unkillable the way he is now. When Magneto pulled the adamantium out of his body in the 90s, they amped up his healing factor to compensate for it. But when he got the adamantium back, they just kept the amped up healing, and he became basically just indestructible. I mean, he's been nuked. He's been hit by a nuclear bomb and lived. Okay, so yeah, they take out most of the mercs, but then there is one left, and he surrenders. And again, Beast urges them, take this guy alive. We need information. And Domino argues that he's just, basically he's not really a person. He's just one of these lab-made soldiers that we saw in issues 2 and 3, I believe it was. That somebody is just basically kind of 3D printing up to use against them. But he says, no, he is a real person. His name's Bill. He lives in what is it, San Luis Obispo in a beachside condo. He's a former soldier. He pleads for mercy, telling them about himself, about his life, about his rescue dog. Now, this is one of the differences between Benjamin Percy and most of the other writers at Marvel right now. He isn't just writing a story about, about bigotry so that he can, punch Nazis, quote unquote. He's willing to show that the people the X-Men fight are, they're people also, even if they're doing some awful things. His writer is smarter than that, and it's better than that. And it's really the saving grace of this book. And X-Force is turning out to be the best title in this new X-Men relaunch. It's quite a surprise, really. So anyway, they take this guy back to Krakoa for interrogation. We get this quick little denouement with Wolverine and Domino. And Wolverine's healing up. But then we knew he would, I guess. And then we get to see the Merc being questioned. And he denies that the attack was politically motivated. Then we get an interesting exchange here. So Beast says, it's impossible to believe that any attack on Krakoa isn't politically motivated right now. And the Merc, his name is Bill, says, well, why not? You're the 1% now. You're not at the bottom, you're at the top, and that makes you a target. And again, Percy shows his writing smarts here. Bill is giving us a look at the X-Men through the eyes of humans. And of course, they see the X-Men in a very different light than we're used to seeing, because we usually just get the X-Men's point of view in these stories. But to Bill and to a lot of other people probably, the X-Men don't look like helpless victims. They have power, a lot of power, and they have wealth, a lot of wealth. So to the casual observer, they don't really seem like they're particularly downtrodden. I mean, this is good writing, in my opinion. So then Jean does a mind probe on him, and she learns who they were going to sell the organic tech to, and it's this guy. We saw this guy back in the first issue. And so the plot thickens. Now, this was another solid issue from Percy and Cassara. And again, Dean White, who is it? It's Dean White and Rochelle Rosenberg. They're doing just a great job with the coloring on this book. I mean, it just really looks great. And although Cassara keeps drawing Domino's eye, her eye is kind of smoldering like this. Now, I understand showing it to glitter. I remember like Rob Liefeld would draw it, it's kind of sparkling or glittering. But Cassara draws it just with this kind of smoldering appearance, and I don't know, I could see her doing that when she's angry or really agitated, but Cassara drawing it like that all the time, it's just a little bit too much, in my opinion. So as I've said, Percy really doing good work on this book. Once a time, I would have said this book is, it's okay. But right now, it's definitely one of Marvel's better books. Also, it doesn't feel padded. It doesn't feel like it's been, decompressed for the trade. Although we do still have all these white pages, which, really don't like that. So it's a bit deceptive. You're not getting that much story for your money, really. But I'm willing to keep going along for the ride. I want to know who this guy is. In the back here. I want to know who this guy is, and I want to know what he's up to. So I say check this book out. Now, have you read this issue? Did you like it or hate it? Please let me know in the comments. Do you agree that Percy's writing is a step above most other Marvel writers right now? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you like this video, then please hit that like button before you go. And please subscribe to the channel. And hit the bell for notifications of more videos. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.